Ooh. I feel like I'm in a different spot in every live. Okay. Good evening. Good morning. Probably mostly evening for everybody. So I didn't do a live last week due to having my first midterm, which I got the grades back today, and I am proud of myself, I gotta say. In grade 12, Quentin, what is grade 12 in Alberta again?
Grade 12?
Like, oh wait, it's the same. Sorry, I get confused about the class numbers and all that stuff. Because there's like 30 dash blah blah blah, or I don't know. But in grade 12, I had taken an AP psychology course, and I didn't do very well. Well, I passed. I got 56% as my overall ending mark. I just remember I got really sick that year too, so I wasn't able to actually take the AP exam, which is to give me the credits that goes toward university or my post-secondary stuff. But I'm averaging like 78 to 80% now, which is really good for me. I'm really happy about it. The thing that I find hard is not to compare my grade with other people, especially that Quentin and I are taking the same course together. So, like, obviously, I like to know what his mark is, but I don't let it determine my level of smarts, or whatever you want to call that, my intelligence level. Okay, this is a flower leaf press that my mom let me have. I'm going to be putting these flowers in here as I'm talking with you guys, or whoever is watching this after. I'm all alone. There's no one here. Just kidding. Not yet. Something like, now that I've started school and what have you, talking about comparison, something that I've really been noticing is just how much I do compare myself to others. And noticing how that affects my overall self. I didn't realize how much it has or used to dictate some things in my life. But now that I'm more aware of it, I do feel like doesn't have that same hold as it used to. I guess that's what awareness kind of does in a way. It helps you realize something, and then if you decide to take steps to get through that thing, like to get over that thing, get through it, work through it. Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but we shall see. This is hard because it's so bulky. Yeah, because I like immediately, as soon as I compare myself to somebody else and I deem them as, let's say, smarter or more intelligent because they got a higher mark than me, that's when I need to catch myself, and I do my best to catch myself and be like, hey, that yes, like the system in ways like deems that person to, let's say, be more intelligent, but I'm not gonna take it that way because, well, that's just gonna make me feel like crap. So, and there's many different ways to be smart and intelligent other than how your grades turn out to be. Like, I use the example of when I was in math and how I did everything I could. In my opinion, I did everything I could with the like means that I had and the resources I could get to excel, but I passed with like 2% above passing grade. When I say that, I'm not like putting myself down. I'm just expressing fact, stuff that happened. And I think, like, obviously, with everything, there needs to be a balance. Like, effort doesn't always display good grades. That's what I'm like. Good grades don't always come out of a lot of effort because that's just not everyone's good at everything. Like, I guess I'm just not good with numbers, not good with like the whole, like some types of equations and whatnot. Doesn't mean I can't work on it, which I'm gonna have to because I'm most likely going to be taking a stats course. So I do have to work on it. But everyone's different, right? There's those people who I don't know if like the proper thing to say is or have the genetics or whatever, but there's some people who excel at different things than you do. That's just life. That's just how it is. I don't think I'm going to do this one. And dwelling on that will just, for me anyway, it upsets me and it makes me just not in a good mood. So I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on my journey and how far I've come. Like, for example, going back to psychology and how my mark has just been increasing. It's just been getting better and better. And that's what I'm going to focus on. With school and being what they call a mature student, like being, I guess, older than the general population of McEwen or university goers, I've also noticed that the same thing's happening where I'm like comparing because of how much older I am. Like, I'm at least like 10 years older than a lot of these students, and a lot of you might be like, well, what does that matter? Like, the thing is, it's not like I intentionally go out of my way to do this, to compare or whatnot. It's just something I'm realizing that it has become like an automatic reflex in a way. And I think it's important, in my opinion anyway, to address those things. And I talked to my therapist about it and just express like, how do I not feel this way? I know it seems super broad or whatnot, but it's like, how do I not compare myself to other people? And it comes with a level of self-compassion for yourself and where you're focusing, like what you're focusing on. So something that's been working for me, and it doesn't work all the time because nothing's perfect, but is to kind of recenter myself and remind myself I'm not that person. I have a different, like, we may have lots of similarities because we both are human, I think. No, most likely, yeah. We both are human. So, sorry, I'm having difficulties with this thing. So, yes, there's similarities, like, or whatnot, but there's also a lot of differences that people forget about. And what I tend to do is I focus on, okay, like, I don't have control, like, that, like, since that person's different from me and isn't me, the only thing I have control in the situation of is what I do and how I react. And so okay, what's a better example? Like just actual specific. Okay, I'm just trying to think of a better way to word this because it's not coming out the way I want it to. Oh, my pajamas almost went with the thing. So I'm just going to use a specific example. Let's say, and I know it's going to be a gym analogy because I love going to the gym. Let's say I go to the gym, I see somebody and they look really fit, in my opinion. Like my perception says, wow, that person's like really fit. They're very like attractive. Like, why can't I be that attractive? Like my mind tends to go down this road like, why did I look like that? I don't look like that. And then it tends to go on down a spiral of what you don't have and what that person has and how you can't have it. And then it makes you feel like crap. It makes you not feel great, right? And instead, I do this thing where I interrupt my thoughts. And yes, sometimes I will say things out loud because that's how isn't that how you interrupt others? Like, why not interrupt yourself that way? So that's what I do. I interrupt myself. I'm like, hey, are you that person? And then I'm like, no, I'm me. And I then say, is it realistic to believe that your body is going to look exactly like that person? No. Is it okay to believe that you can get to a point that you feel like that in your own body? Yeah. But it doesn't mean I don't look like that. And for me, it helps me refocus on myself and what I can control. And there's a lot of things that you can't control even in your own body. But it's like a pattern interruption. It's like a thought, and it's a distraction technique. There might be an actual term for it. But do you think I remember? No. It just helps me refocus and not be so hard on myself because I tend to be hard on myself. I also find, and I'll always say this, therapy is, if you have access to therapy and you can, like, I know a lot of it's super expensive. Like, the only reason I'm really going to the therapist is because they're from my school. They're in my school. Like, they're therapists at the school. So I have the luxury to, I know it sounds so bad saying that, but it's true, to see this person for free. If you're going to school, try to seek stuff out like that. I wish there are some resources that I have that I got from the therapist room areas, like cards and stuff. So if you're in the Edmonton area, you can reach out to me. It's something I think I talked about this before, but something like tangent, I guess, side note, that I realized is like just how difficult it can be, like how the amount of steps it takes to find like a therapist that is not only like not super expensive or like in your price range, but also someone you vibe with and who is good for you as an individual. It's difficult. And I know sitting here wishing that it was different doesn't really do anything. But going to school, like that's why I'm going to school, because I want to find a way to create an easier route to these resources. I don't know how. I don't know if it's just by doing these videos or in my own journey of profession or whatnot, but yeah, if you can afford and go see a therapist, do it, because if you find like the right person for you, like for me anyway, has helped me realize so many things that I like logically might have known, but never put them into practice. Like, for example, we all have heard the whole have compassion for yourself, love yourself. And it's like, but how? How do I do this? And a specific thing for myself, like it may not work for you because it's specifically a me thing, but I continuously view my mind as like it betraying myself and constantly trying to like hack everything like against me. I see my thoughts and whatnot as against me and trying to hurt me. And the person I'm talking to right now has helped me understand like self-compassion as looking at my specific thoughts, the ones that are happening, the feelings physically that I'm getting in certain situations, the anxiety I'm feeling, as how my body used to serve me as like the fight or flight response. Like it was helping me when I was a kid. It was helping me in certain situations to get out of them. It was how I survived for a long time. Yet now that I'm in a safe space and I'm like in a way better scenario, it's not serving me. And that is how I'm learning to have self-compassion and understand how to apply it in terms of like once again talking to myself and expressing like, hey, thank you. Like you don't have to use these words too. It's whatever you vibe with, whatever you want to do. But just understanding that yes, these feelings I'm feeling right now helped me before. And like I talked to it like it's another person. So I'm just gonna do it my way. Thank you for being there for me, for helping me through these really hard times in my life. You were there for me and helped me survive and in a way like learn and grow. But I don't need this and I don't need you right now because I'm safe. In a way like and that I cuz that's just how it works for me, but just like having these conversations with yourself. And like I said, it's different for everybody because we all have similar yet different problems and things that we're going through. Um, oh man, my brain. It's leaving me. I had a thought. It's going like the wind in the leaves. One sec. I'm going to see if I can find it. I almost had it. Thoughts. Talking. Oh. Once I've had like a little pep talk with myself, journal, listen to music, go for a walk, whatever you want to do. I do things that help me bring myself back to where I'm actually at. And I know that sounds kind of confusing, but it's like bring myself to the present. I look for proof. in like this is just what's worked for me. Remember that. I look for, okay, so in this scenario, is this happening? Like, is this person maliciously trying to hurt me? Like, is this person, like, am I being harmed? Oh, I don't know. Quentin, how do I describe my finding proof thing?
Your finding proof thing?
Remember that exercise I do to, like, to find, like, what's really happening in my situation? Like, I don't know how to explain.
You're talking about grounding yourself?
Yeah, but I'm, like, finding proof to, like, back up. Like, for example, when I feel unsafe or I want to run away, because that's what my body's just known for forever. And after I have like my little pep talk of no, you're fine, you're safe, I like ways to distract myself is to like find like proof that backs up that things are okay.
I would call that grounding yourself too.
Okay, well, grounding yourself, I guess. Maybe I'll find a better way to explain it another time. That's fine.
Why is that not a good way to explain it?
Because this is a specific thing that I do, but I just can't word it right, and I don't want to say it if
Grounding yourself is absolutely correct. You were reaffirming material reality.
Reaffirming material reality. I like that.
Okay.
When people hear grounding themselves, and this isn't for everybody.
Well,
some people think that you have to go like,
Well, what do you think it means to ground yourself? What do you think that string of English words means?
To bring yourself back to reality.
Yeah. I don't know if it's related necessarily, but to ground something is usually, at least like in electrical terms, you're like bonding it with with the earth specifically, I guess, right? To ground a circuit or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you take that like pretty technical definition in a way, it kind of translates itself pretty well to the whole,
I know. I just had a way of explaining it, but I don't know how anymore. So, but the way that you're explaining it makes sense. So I'll just go with that. It's not like it's not a good enough explanation. I just had a way to explain it, but now I'm like, I'm at a loss for words.
Okay.
That happens sometimes, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad I did a live. Yeah, so now it's smushed. We'll see next week. If I remember to show you this next week, who knows? I don't even know. I might not. We'll see where I'm at and what I'm doing. Thank you to whoever watches this. I don't know. Nah, I'm not gonna go down that road. Have a nice evening or morning if you're somewhere else in the world. And hello to you who said hi to me. Thank you for saying hi. You're always here. Okay. Much love. See you next week. I can't give you the specific time because with school and midterms and stuff, it kind of varies. So I'll do it. I'll post on my Instagram stories like I did yesterday. I'll do my best to remember to do it that way. So I give you enough time to watch or get ready to watch or get ready to not watch is up to you. Okay. Much love. Bye.